Alright, so the next part of this list is the kids animated list. I had to think about that for a second. The Christmas one, you know, all the Christmas movies that are geared towards. Actually, no, there's two on here that aren't animated. Yeah, but they are kids movies. And they do. No, one of them doesn't. One of them you'll see. So these are all kids, technically kids, Christmas movies. So the first one is A Muppet Christmas Carol. If you have not watched it, I don't know what rock you've been hiding under, because it is one of the best remakes of the Charles Dickens classic of The Christmas Carol, but with Muppets. Muppets are the best. I could go on about why the Muppets have some of the best movies around. There are a few that are lacking, but all in all, the 90's was like a utopia for Muppets. Like, I don't know. But it's a great story. Gonzo plays Charles Dickens, who is the narrator for the entire story. Michael Caine plays Scrooge. Kermit the Frog plays Cratchit. Bob Cratchit. Bob Cratchit. Ugh. Yes, Bob Cratchit. I had to remember. I had to think about that for a moment because it's been about almost a year since I've seen The Christmas Carol, so for some reason that escapes my memory, but great version of it. I think all other versions fall flat, except for one that I watched years ago, and I, for the life of me, cannot figure out which one it is. I mean, there have been some great people who played like Scrooge, or Bob Cratchit, or whatever the hell Scrooge's cousin or nephew is. I don't know, but it's a good one. I think this one's probably the best overall. Okay, so the next one is Mickey's Christmas Carol. Also a great remake of A Christmas Carol. I don't know what, the kids are just doing it better with these classic renditions of, you know, old movies or old books or whatever. But Mickey's Christmas Carol is, of course, all animated. A stunning performance by Goofy, who plays his partner Marley, of course, and Mickey Mouse, who plays Bob Cratchit. So it's a great version of it. And then we have Eloise at Christmas Time, which is amazing. I love this movie. It's kind of cheesy, but it's really great, and it's based in New York City, and it's at the plaza, and during Christmas time when it's snowing, and it involves a romance. So what's not to like? It's great, and it has Julie Andrews in it, so watch it with your kids this Christmas. Then there's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The animated one, I don't know if it's claymation. I honestly cannot tell you. Maybe it's stop motion. I don't know. It's that old animation that they used for like a billion Christmas movies. That there's a few on this list that they use it for. But it's a classic. I recommend it. And I put on this list because, you know, right now I'm looking like Rudolph with my nose and my cheeks so red. Oh my gosh. It's kind of chilly outside for being in Florida, so I'm sorry. Then there's A Charlie Brown Christmas, which is a great Christmas. I cry every single time whenever Linus starts. I think it's Linus. Yeah, Linus, who starts making the speech about Luke 2 and the shepherds and all that stuff. It makes me cry every single time because he's so cute and he's just like so earnest, and I love it. Just great. And then How the Grinch Stole Christmas, not the live action one. My mother would never let me watch it when it came out in theaters, and now I know why. I mean, there are some really funny parts, I will say that. But the original is so much better. Like, I think it's like Boris Karloff, isn't he the one who does the voice? I mean, you can't be Boris Karloff in anything of their, you know, trying to be like the scariest Grinch. Boris Karloff, he's a pretty scary dude, or he was. May he rest in peace. But I mean, come on, he's iconic. But the original one, of course, is so good. My mom would always say, don't watch the live action version. The animated one is so much better, and she's right. It's always better. But I'll move on. The next one is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. This is actually one of my favorites because the woman that marries Santa Claus, her name is Jessica, and that's my name, my given name. And I just, whenever I was little, like, a lot of stories never had my name for some reason, even though my name is popular. I don't know. I mean, I'm convinced that my parents named me after Jessica Lange or Jessica Harper, because those actresses are iconic, especially in the 70s when my parents were growing up, or when they were in high school, whenever. But I think it's Jessica Harper, who plays in Phantom of the Paradise. Yes, one of my favorite movies. But I was always convinced that they named me after her. But anyway, so there was never Jessica in stories for some reason. I mean, maybe some stories like young adult fiction or something like that, but never in kid stuff until I watched Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and I always loved it, even though she had red hair, and I wish I had red hair. But she was, you know, what made me love the movie, because she had my name. But it's a great kids movie, and it still has that animation that I have no idea what it is. I think it's stop motion or something like that. But it's a classic, an hour long on TV. Always record it every single year so I can watch it like either really late at night with the Christmas lights on or really early in the morning with Christmas lights on, because it's the best way to watch it. And then the last one on this list is The Year Without Santa Claus, which is still the same animation. I don't know what it is, but it's a great little short about Santa's two helpers taking over for him for Christmas. It's really cute. Also, another one to watch really early in the morning or really late at night with Christmas lights on. So, there you go. That is the end of the animated list. Or the kids list. And then the next list is movies that I watched when I was younger. 80's and 90's movies that I watched when I was younger that I liked, but increasingly have loved as the years went on. Which is a long title, but when you hear these movies, you'll get it. The first one is Christmas Vacation. One of the best movies to watch in Christmas time. No joke. I have a Christmas Vacation shirt and I love it. Is there someone? I think I heard someone, but I don't know. Anyway, so Christmas Vacation, iconic, has some of the best one-liners that me and my siblings quote to this day. I think I know the movie, like, word for word or something like that. I don't even know, but great movie. Love it. Love, love, love it. I don't think there will ever be a day where I won't. But, and then the next, I will just do both because it's the first one and the sequel is Home Alone 1 and 2. I recently actually watched Home Alone, the first one, in theaters because they were showing it for a throwback movie, and it's even better in theaters, I'm telling you. But it's great. As I've gotten older, though, I've hated Kevin McAllister even more because he's such a brat. But I love, gosh, what's her name? Catherine O'Hara. I love Catherine O'Hara's character even more because she's just like amazing, especially that scene when she's in the airport and she's trying to get home to her son. I think she's like in the Pittsburgh airport, I think, or Philadelphia. Pittsburgh, I think it is. Yeah. No. Yes, I think it's Pittsburgh. And she's like, she's talking to the person at the desk, and she's like threatening her. She's like, not threatening her, but she's like, I need to get home to my son. You have no idea. I will do anything to get home to my son. And you see John Candy coming up in the background. He's one of the best actors ever. And he's just like listening in, trying to figure out what she's doing, like why this lady is, you know, so frantic, and she's like saying like, if I have to sell my soul to the devil to get home to my son, and you see John Candy's face go, oh, like that. It's so perfect. Oh my gosh, I love this movie. Like, everything in it is so funny. Everything has a purpose. All these things that are presented in the first like 10 minutes have a great callback and great like payoff in the end. And Joe Pesci as one of the villains, one of the Sticky Bandits. No, the Sticky Bandits is the second one. Wet Bandits. Is amazing. Oh my gosh. So crazy. And then actually, if you didn't know this, Marv, I don't remember what his name is. Marv or Harv? No, Marv is, yeah, Marv. Not Harv. Harry is the other guy. Marv. Okay. So Marv, the taller one, played by Daniel Stern, he is actually, the voice of older, Kevin in The Wonder Years. If you didn't know that. Which, I'm sorry if that ruins some people's, like, mindset, but yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so, great movies. I kind of like the second one a little better because it's based in New York, but that's okay. Also, the airport in the second one that he lands at has the wrong view of New York City, and me and my brother spotted that like a few years ago. We were like, oh, that can't be LaGuardia, and it can't be Newark, and it can't be JFK. And we're like, what is it? Like, we're super confused. So that's a fun fact. But anyway, I'm pretty sure, because we were like super confused which airport it would be. And then the next one is Gremlins. Oh my gosh. Gremlins used to scare me so much. But now that I watch it when I'm older, it is so good. Like, it is so good and so funny too. It's a Jim Henson production, so of course it's gonna be great. But the part when the gremlins are all in the bar and you see the gremlin at the table and he's smoking while he's drinking, it's just, oh my gosh. Producers now for kids movies could never. Like, that's such a great scene. And it's a super dark movie too. The girl's dad dies in a chimney. He gets stuck and he breaks his neck. Like, what the heck? Oh my gosh. But great movie. Definitely recommend it if you've never watched it. And then the next one is Jingle All the Way. It's super cheesy, but it's so much better as you get older because it's like, Sinbad is really funny. Like, I don't think he'll ever go out of style with, hopefully, knock on wood, but he's just like really funny in this movie. And yeah, that's the kid from The Phantom Menace. And it's such a 90's movie. Like, wow. So great. Who knew Arnold Schwarzenegger, man? Nobody. Such a family-friendly actor. But, yeah, great movie. Great movie. Very 90's. Wow. Very 90's. I'm thinking about it more and it's like... Anyway, so the next one is The Santa Claus. I didn't actually like this as a kid, but I do like it now that I'm older. Because it's really funny. But, fun fact, Tim Allen used to scare me as a kid. Don't know why. I'm pretty sure I pinned this down is because of his grunts. Because in Jungle to Jungle, he didn't scare me as much, so I think it's because of his grunts. Just scared me so much. But the Santa Claus scared me as a kid. And I had to push through because all my other siblings liked it, so I would just watch it and just be like, oh my gosh, this is freaking me out. So, I definitely like it better as an adult. So, yeah, it's a great movie. I think the first one is by far the best. I admit about the second one, do not like the third one. So yeah, that's why I just put the first one there. Has some great lines in it, too. Really great lines. But yeah, that's that. So then the last one on this list is A Christmas Story. Weird thing, I found one person who did not like it, which is my brother-in-law. He never actually seen it as a kid, and one year we were like, dude, you have to watch it. Like, this is a great movie. So, of course, it plays 24 hours on TBS, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So we watched it, and he was like, I don't like it that much. I don't know why you guys like it. And we're like, oh my gosh, how? It's a great movie. It's so funny. Kind of scared me as a kid as well. There were some parts in it, especially the bully kind of freaked me out. So I didn't really like redheads with braces for a while. Sorry guys. But yeah, so it's a great movie, and it gets better when you get older, cuz it's just like you just remember those days. I mean, I didn't live in the 30s, but you just remember like your parents being that way. Especially kids who are very much older, maybe in the 30s and like 20s and 30s now. Like your parents were like that in the 90s and 80s. So yeah, it's a great movie. There's nothing more I can say about it. It's just fantastic. So that is that for that list. I think I have 3 lists down. I have 1 more to go.